Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online, and in today's video we are taking the Abyss Gila Mark 1 into a tier 2 agitated exotic filament. Basically the higher DPS of this Gila does make the tier 1s very easy. You can basically complete those mostly in like around 6 minutes or something like that. So I feel pretty comfortable in taking this passive regen Gila in a tier 2. Let's see if it works out. So I prefer to always move a little bit, just to make sure that no hidden vulnerability timer blocks my use of the filament. Let's activate this one and let's see if we can handle it. As you know, I lost the sacrilege in a tier 2, so I am a little bit curious to see how the Gila is going to perform in there. And I'm always a little bit, iffy about taking a passive tank in there. I've read that when you go against Triglavians, what you basically... and that's not a good start with... oh, it's a tracking pylon, so that's okay. Let's activate our drones. Let's go, I think, for the small ones first. And so what I was saying is that I don't really like the passive tank that much, and against Triglavians the idea is to kite their damage as much as possible. I'm just not sure how you do that with an afterburner. And that's useless because the missiles are actually at 30 kilometers. But yeah, I don't really know how you're supposed to effectively kite Triglavian ships, because with an afterburner that's not going to be easy. So here we're up against a set of sleepers this time. My drones are already doing damage on, you could say, the main target. Shields so far are holding decently well. He's getting rebs though, so we will, I think, want to switch to that small stuff. Let's see how they handle spread damage from both my missiles and my drones. Yeah, that's a lot of damage, a little bit too much for them. So that one is breaking. That one is down. Next we'll take the final Lucid Escort out, and my shields are holding here at 85%, something like that. So I feel like that's pretty damn good for what is normally a decently heavy wave. The sleeper drones, I mean, they're not Triglavian difficult, but they're definitely not as easy as like the rogue drones and things like that. So next up, we still have to break the Lucid Deep Watcher, which is a battleship. That's the main point, I feel, about these sleeper drones. You need the DPS because they have huge amounts of HP, and they will... Suppressor, okay, gotta be a little bit careful about that as well. Yeah, they will basically cost you a lot of time. They are, I think, the gates for the timers. If you come across 3 sleeper battleships like that, you can be in there for a very long time. But in a tier 2 this should be okay, and now shields at 96%. That is pretty impressive, I must say. And my drones, they're doing quite alright as well. Let's start approaching the cache at this point, I think. Yeah, battleship down, that's pretty good. And next up, let's take a look at the Triglavian Bioadaptive Cache. I'm gonna wait for my reload, which is a disadvantage of this Gila. The Rapid Light Missile Launchers, great DPS, really good application as well. But if you're running out of missiles, well, you're gonna be stuck with much lower DPS for quite a bit. So, good thing that I took care of all of those little drones before I went after the battleship. And I didn't waste all my missiles on that. So, moving, let's take a look at the loot. I've been very unlucky so far. I've done some more of these exotics, which are all about getting kinetic resistance and doing kinetic damage. Really nice for the Gila, of course, which has a bonus to kinetic damage. And you can, let's go like that, and you can actually grab kinetic drones, no problem here as well. So a tier 2 agitated firestorm. Basically, this enables me to keep going, no matter what. Well, no matter what, as long as I can finish this bucket successfully. But that's really the name of the game. You usually find at least one filament in here that's gonna keep you going. And so first room done, 60 minutes remaining. That is definitely still a pretty good time, I would say. All hail the king of DPS, which is the gila, to be honest. Next up, we've got a big wave of small drones, and that's a tracking pylon, so let's definitely get our drones out, have them engage something, and I'm not spotting anything like a suppressor. So no, it's us against lots of small drones. They just took a lot of damage. Let's see if we can take care of more at the same time. Yeah, okay. And now the tracking, right? The tracking bonus. I mean, they've got tracking as well, but so do my drones. And that does mean pretty good hits from them on these small drones as well. Very helpful. So this is quite nice. Passive tank here going towards 90% this time. So still not too big a deal. And this is just more targets. But to be honest, if you get the application that the gila has, then these do feel like the easier types of waves to have to deal with. And here now with these Caldari Navy Vespas and the gila bonus, I do feel pretty good about my chances of my drones surviving, even if they are targeted. So I have to pay a little bit less attention to that than with the Sacrilege, where I actually lost drones in tier 2s. So let's go. Keep going. That's just a couple more. Engage anything you want here, guys. Let's go. That one is gone. Excellent. Let's go after the cage next as well, of course. One missile on that. Engage the final Tesala. Get some more loot. Let's do a quick reload. And that one is down. Awesome tracking. So this is really a good pylon, I think, to have, especially on like a wave of smaller targets like the rogue drones here. So all aboard. Moving to the final room, and we're doing that with 13 minutes left, so we're definitely quite comfortable here in the Abyss Gila Mark 1. It's really a passive shield regen Gila with full focus on the shield regen. Let's move on and see what we encounter in the final room. So first one, not too much DPS, but quite a bit of HP. Second one, in my opinion, one of the easier waves. Third one, more sleeper drones, so lots of HP again. This time we're dealing with... ooh, and then a Tyrannos showing up here as well. Alright, let's see if we can handle that. Let's go like that. Target the gauge. Speed up towards them, because I need to be within 30 kilometers to actually start doing damage. And they are apparently patrolling around the Tyrannos, or am I wrong? Nope, they're definitely patrolling around the Tyrannos. And now here is the shield tank, now already at 87%. What else have we got here? Tracking pylon and an automata suppressor. Alright, so that one has been avoided without too much problems, without too many problems. And here I think we'll take the Lancers first, just in case of remote repping. So that's still looking okay. We're definitely going to keep going towards the Tyrannos here. Not linger around the cage for now. Maybe we should... I should have... There you go. That's something that you need to learn, of course. It's more effective to just blow him up, grab the loot. Since we are still going after the smaller Lancers first. And that is something that happens from time to time. Your move command doesn't always come true, and he's basically just running away, taking lots of distance from me, but I can start firing my missiles in his direction. He's basically heading towards the very peak of that massive asteroid. So just keep going, guys. Take care of the Lancer. And here again, right, you can feel that he's just pulling away from me. He can do damage to me from basically anywhere. And, well, a micro updrive, closing that distance more quickly, doing more damage application more quickly, would be a good option. But of course, it also makes your signature bloom. So that is one of the difficulties that I personally still need to learn. And now he's actually trying to bait me to go past the past the boundary. We're not gonna do that. Return to drone bay. You bastard drifter pilot, trying to take me with him into a certain death, but this felt quite okay. My shield was never really threatened in any real way, and we still have 10 minutes left here to pick up the loot and get out of here. So I'd say that this is a pretty successful test of a tier 2 in this Gila. Feels a lot more comfortable than with the Sacrilege. That is of course the massive DPS increase that I'm enjoying here. And if you're interested in the fit, go to my character Mizuko in the bio. You can find the fit for this Gila. Also the Sacrilege that I lost. Yeah, hopefully that'll help you guys get going into the Abyss. It's not easy. There is definitely, in my case, like a little bit of stress, a little bit of worry when it comes to trying higher content every time. So I need to make sure that I'm ready for that before I want to risk even more ships. And is that a suppressor? No, that's a tracking pylon that gives me extra tracking, so that's okay. But I'm going to take my time here when it comes to exploring the Abyss, trying to keep doing at least a couple every single day. By now I do have some skill books, so I've got a cruiser skill, I've got the battleship skill as well. I just need the frigate skill to get going on this, and that's, well, if you want to keep going, of course, that's pretty good. 2 more tier 2s and 1 calm exotic tier 1 as well. So we are getting the hell out of abyssal space. Quite a bit of time before it destabilizes, so that's nice to see. And a successful test for the Gila, the Abyss Gila Mark 1 with the passive regen. Very interesting. I just think Triglavians, if I have to guide that damage, how do I manage that? That is still something that I need to learn. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time.